Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavatitam Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Nashtaki Punatam Swakatha Krishna Punyashravan Kirtana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidanti suhritsatam Om Gyananjana Gyananjana Shalaka Chakshunritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Chaitanyam Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Vanchakalpatarubhishya Sindhubhircha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So today we are going to get the summary of fourth canto, ninth chapter. Dhruv Maharaj returns home. So as we see in the last chapter, that due to Dhruv Maharaj severe austerity, everyone was feeling suffocated. And then demigod went to the Lord Vishnu for help. So Lord Vishnu assured demigods that is going to deal with this matter. And then he got the back of Garuda and reached Madhuvana, where Dhruv Maharaj was performing austerity. So in the Madhuvana, when Lord Vishnu was arriving there, just before that, Dhruv Maharaj was fully absorbed in the meditation. And he was having darshan of Lord Vishnu in his heart. But all of a sudden, Lord disappeared from his heart. So Dhruv Maharaj got disturbed, and when he opened his eyes, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead present just before his eyes, whatever he had been seeing in his heart. So when Dhruv Maharaj saw that his very Lord is in front of him, he was uh, greatly sort of agitated and offered him obeisances and respect. So he completely fell flat before Lord like a rod, and having his darshana completely absorbed in his love. So although Dhruv Maharaj was a small boy, but his desire was to offer some nice prayers in very suitable language to Lord Vishnu. But he was very young, so he was inexperienced, and he could not do so. So Lord understand Dhruv Maharaj's position because he's a super soul, and out of his causeless mercy, he touched his conch shell to the forehead of forehead of Dhruv Maharaj. And at that time, Dhruv Maharaj became perfectly aware of all knowledge, all Vedic conclusion, and his constitutional position and relationship with the Lord. Right? So whatever we understand after having so many discourses, devices, this, that, reading scriptures, Dhruv Maharaj understood just by one touch of Lord's conch shell. So by Lord's causeless mercy, Dhruv Maharaj, who's going to receive a planet in the future, and that planet is not a ordinary planet. That planet was it never inhalated even during the pralaya or dissolution. So that Dhruv Maharaj then started his prayers. Very nicely he spoke. My dear Lord, you are all powerful, and after entering within me, you've given me the ability to glorify you. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the Supreme One, but by your different energies, you appear differently in the spiritual world and material world. After creation, you enter within the material world and you are the super person there, the supreme person. And through the mode of material nature, you create different manifestation in this material world. In the beginning, you only gave Lord Brahma all knowledge, and thus he could see and understand the entire universe. So Lord Brahma was confused when he was born on the flower. He tried his own also, going down of that flower and try to see from where this stem is coming and who. But he was not able to do so. And when putting his all effort, he heard the word tapa and then started doing austerity. Then Lord Vishnu appears, and Lord Vishnu, the his gesture was not like a bossy, like, "Oh, I am the boss. So Lord Brahma, I am the boss." No, he met Lord Brahma very friendly. He was shaking hand with Lord Brahma and explaining who you are and what you have to do. So Dhruv Maharaj saying, you are the only shelter of all the persons who desire liberation, and you are the friend of all who are distressed. Right from Lord Brahma, he was distressed. So who am I? What should I do? From Lord Brahma to all the living entities. So you are like a desire tree and are the cause of liberation from death and birth. But the foolish person like me, Guru Maharaj is saying, desired material benediction, which is temporary solution of this material problem. Because very root cause why he was performing austerity, he was he had a like idea to defeat even his great grandfather Lord Brahma, having some opulent kingdom, even better than that. Since he had desire, so he's saying himself, foolish person. So the stage of Brahmananda, where in one thinks himself merge into impersonal, so there also they get some kind of uh, pleasure in impersonal Brahmajyoti. We call it Brahmananda. So this Brahmananda pleasure can be defeated by the transcendental bliss, which is derived from the devotional service, like meditating on Lord Vishnu's feet or hearing about Lord's glories from pure devotee. So this kind of devotional service even can defeat the Brahmanan. Then what to speak of some temporary elevation of oneself to the heavenly planet, because that can be ended by the kal or time. So what to speak of that? Devotional service can defeat the pleasure of Brahmananda also. So if a person uh, happens to associate with a devotee, he is then never attached to the material body or bodily relationship or friend, or home, wealth, or life, or kids, or wife. eh. Uh, so he'll completely renounce from all these things. He will left all everything all of a sudden. No, but rather he takes care of or deal with all these things or relationship as a duty or responsibility given by Lord. So at the end of each millennium, Garbhodakshai Vishnu dissolves everything manifested within this universe into his own belly, and he lies down on the lap of Sheshnag, and from his navel sprouts a golden lotus flower on a stem, and that on that lotus flower, Lord Brahma is born. So Dhruva Maharaj is saying, I can understand that you are the same Lord who is lying on the lap of Sheshnaग. So you are the same Lord, and I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So you are the original personality of Godhead, full with six appearances. You are eternally the master of three modes of material nature. Thus, you are always different from the ordinary living entities. As Lord Vishnu, you maintain all affairs of entire universe, and yet you stand completely aloof uh, from all these things, and you are the enjoyer of the result of all sacrifices. Bhoktaram Yaktapsam. So when Dhruv Maharaj, who had good intention in his heart, in this way finished his prayers in this chapter, the Supreme Lord, who is very kind to his devotee and servants, first congratulated Dhruv Maharaj and then spoke like this. He spoke, Lord Vishnu, although your desire is very ambitious and very difficult to fulfill, Dhruv Maharaj's desire, but Lord Vishnu says, I shall favor you with this fulfillment, and I shall award you the glowing planet known as a pole star, Dhruv Tara, which will continue to exist even after the dissolution at the end of millennium. No one has ruled this planet, which is surrounded by the solar system, all the planets and stars. After your father goes to the forest and award you the rule of kingdom, you will rule continuously the entire world for 36,000 years, and your senses will continue to be as strong as they are now. That means you will never become old. And sometime in the future, Lord Vishnu predicted that your brother, Dhruv Maharaj brother, uh, Uttam, and your stepmother Suruchi will be killed, and then you will be able to perform many great sacrifices, and also you will give charities, and in this way you will be able to enjoy the blessings of material happiness in this life. And at the time of your death, you will be able to remember me. And after your material body, you will go to my planet. And having gone there, you will never have to come back again in this material world. Material world. So in this way, after blessing Dhruv Maharaj, Lord Vishnu on the back of Garuda, he returned back his to abode. So now, despite of having achieved the desired objective by worshipping the Lord, Dhruv Maharaj was not very much pleased. Why he achieved? Then why he was not pleased? Because he didn't demand the actual thing which he could, that is the liberation from this material world. He could not demand this from the Lord. But at the end of this austerity, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of his material demand, what he had in his mind. So Dhruv Maharaj was thinking that within 6 months, I achieved the result which is very difficult to achieve in many lifetime by yogis. Yet, due to material thinking, I fell down from my position. That was the mood of him. So Dhruv Maharaj was further said about this thing that just look at me. I am so unfortunate. I approach the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can immediately cut the chain of repetition of birth and death, but still, out of my foolishness, I prayed for the things which are perishable. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in my case, although I have satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I prayed only for useless things. My activities were exactly like a treatment given to a person who is already dead. Just see how unfortunate I am. For in spite of meeting the Supreme Lord, who can cut one's link with birth and death, I just prayed for the same conditions again. So that was sort of he was not happy with himself, what he asked for or what was his initial intention. So devotees are always satisfied in serving uh, the Lord's lotus feet, and in any condition of life they remain satisfied. And thus the devotees never ask the Lord for any material prosperity. So in this way, when King Uttanpad heard that finally Dhruv Maharaj was coming back to home, first he could not believe this message because he considered himself very worthless and low, and therefore he thought that it was not possible for him to attain such a great fortune because now Dhruv Maharaj was very famous. So he was greatly overwhelmed, Uttanpad, by the news. And when he heard this news, immediately he offered the messenger very valuable necklace in great satisfaction. And finally, upon seeing the Dhruv Maharaj, the king Uttanpad embraced him with both arms. But Dhruv Maharaj was completely changed. He was not the same as before. He was completely sanctified by the spiritual advancement due to having been touched by the Lord's lotus feet. So when everyone was praising Dhruv Maharaj, the king felt very happy and returned to his capital with Dhruv Maharaj, both queens and the other son. And there Dhruv Maharaj was praised by all citizens, and the citizens welcomed him very nicely. Uh, Very nice description comes. Dhruv Maharaj was passing on the road. Every palace in the neighborhood, all the gentle household ladies, they assembled to see him. Out of affection, they were offering their blessings, showering him with all the paraphernalia like mustard seed or barley, curd, water, fruit, flowers. So, and then they praised him. So then King Uttanpad, hearing all these glories and deeds of Dhruv Maharaj, personally seeing him, how influential and great he was, he felt very satisfied. And uh, Uttanpad thought and saw that Dhruv Maharaj was suitable, mature to take charge of kingdom. That uh, his ministers also agreed, and because citizens were very fond of Dhruv Maharaj. So finally, King Uttanpad enthroned Dhruv Maharaj as the emperor of this planet. And then after this, his advanced age, the King Uttanpad, he on the welfare for the welfare of his spiritual life, detach himself from the worldly affair and then enter into the forest. So this was the summary of this chapter. Now we'll see in detail the further the verses of this chapter. Thank you so much. If I misinterpret or add something which he doesn't like, please forgive me. Vanchakalpatra